everybody, it's Bryanthunderfist, and welcome back to the Stanley Parable. We have the Stanley Parable adventure line, and we're going to follow it. What
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us?
I agree.
We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story?
Right.
Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
I like that direction. Let's go! Oh, what a nice direction.
Yes, this is exciting.
I agree.
Me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Me too. Ooh. Okay, so that isn't actually in circles. That's actually just following a hallway. Like church was in circles. Oh, this is certainly interesting. Have I decided my adventure? It's pretty quiet.
No, not you again.
Stanley.
Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story.
I agree.
No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Got it. Not acknowledging it at all. Staying far away from it. Stupid adventure line. I don't even acknowledge that you exist. Nope, no adventure up there. This looks like adventure.
A choice.
A choice.
We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
I found the funniest thing to be is that I was already walking in a circle. Oh, let's go to our destiny. Ah!
Hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending?
Huh?
And we're supposed to restart the game eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined?
Yeah?
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing.
Yeah.
Wall. Well, who consulted me? Why do I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
I agree. You shouldn't do it.
Timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle?
We did.
Whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So,
I'm just gonna go to this corner.
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree.
I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Okay. Whoops. I did something wrong. What a nice new restart.
All of his co-workers were gone.
No!
What did it mean?
I miss
Stanley
you.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I don't want to forget. Yo! You know what? I refuse to follow any of this new person's orders.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Uh-huh. Got it. I definitely entered the door on my left.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Mm-hmm. I like it. That's how to do everything in life. Broom closet. I want to stay in the broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
What if I don't? It's a nice closet we have here.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet.
Yeah.
No reason to still be here.
You're right. Yeah, I like the broom closet.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
You're right. I should do something with my life. Nope. I like the broom closet.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
I love it
Standing
here.
around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Well, you're genuinely stupid because I'm getting out of the... No, I'm coming back into the closet. Hey.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
Sure.
I never would have thought to mention it.
You're right. Nope.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Don't worry, my friends are already very concerned about me. Right, concerned friends? Now I need to actually get into the broom closet.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Hey, don't say that about me. Especially that I'm...
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right
I'm
now.
SMRT smart.
You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose.
I agree.
Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities.
You're right.
It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Sure.
Ah, second player. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. Fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Oh, that was a nice conversation. I like the broom closet. Are you gonna talk? Are you gonna say something nice about the broom closet? No? Okay. Down the hallway.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Well, my boss sucks. Because it's, well, technically my only boss right now is me. But my boss sucks. Sucks so much. Not going to his office. I'm gonna get in this car and drive away.
Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. "I'm dreaming!" he yelled. "This is all a dream." Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Okay. And I wake up like this, still unable to see my feet.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
No, it's not.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
The fudge was that? That was like the deepest ending I've heard.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be.
Okay.
Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Yeah, that's definitely right. Just gotta get to the meeting room.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire
Just
it.
shut up.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley?
I know.
Its grace, its subtle charm? No. Stanley knew it was something deeper, something
Bluer.
darker.
Or bluer. You know, you can have colors as
But
adjectives.
eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Got it.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section,
Already went that
straight
way.
ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I like my broom
No,
closets.
oh, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
I like this room. This room is my favorite. Frustrated yet? Aw. Okay, upward to Bossy's office.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Nice stupid Bossy office. Executive bathroom? Can I go in there? I gotta take an executive poop. Sorry, that was a little too much information. Oh, my Stanley has to do some stuff too. Stanley.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
2845. How about 1, 2, 3,
Stanley
4.
just sat around. Stanley simply began entering random codes into the keypad, knowing full well the sheer statistical unlikelihood that this would ever result in a correct combination. If he knew that the combo was 2845, it would be another story. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
Yeah.
Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Whoa! What a cool passageway you have here. Oh well, what about some red lights and such? Doesn't look dangerous at all. Doesn't look dangerous. I'm just gonna stay in here, I guess, and wait for it to load. I don't know what's loading. Maybe my life is loading. Probably.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar.
Mm-hmm.
It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what a...
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Mm-hmm. Straight ahead. Never do
This passageway had the word escape written on it. The truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley realized he simply had too much to live for.
Yeah, too much to live for. Yeah, I like this direction. Oh, wow! What a...
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Oh, I know what this room is.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Of course I have the strength. I'm a man. I'm a manly man.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Uh-huh. Cool. These nice cameras. Is that the men's room?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Uh-huh. All my emotions. Think about my emotions.
He refused to believe it.
No!
He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Or fix them. I'd like to fix them. 5. Mind control idle waiting input. Awaiting input. Okay. System power. Let's turn it on.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After
Sure.
they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted?
Yes.
Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
No.
Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
Goodbye, employee 7.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say,
off button! Still alive. Hi guys. There's all these weird endings. What do I do with them? I don't know what to do with all these amazingly cool endings. Okay, so I think I have time to find one more ending. Do not jump from cargo lift while it's in motion.
but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
This is different.
All his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, where's the meeting room? Oh, this is weird.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What a nice meeting room
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Yes, answered. Now go into my broom closet.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy. So he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
I will relax for a moment.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Okay. What nice walking I've done. I agree. Shut up! I'm going to escape this time, because there was an escape way, and that's going to be the final ending of this episode. Yeah. Because we're winners like that. And you're a winner too. Don't worry, we're all winners today. Because why not? Why wouldn't you be a winner? You are a winner. What a nice area.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read
definitely gonna do that.
Control Facility.
Yep.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it,
I'm going down the mind control facility hallway.
Stanley would meet his violent death.
I like violent deaths. A two-wheeler, I'll take that.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Could also walk backward.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
I'm walking backwards to confront my death, Mr. Narrator. Hehe. I'm okay. I bet I'll be okay. Haha, I am okay.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life.
No!
Stanley.
No, 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 get out, get out, get out, get out of it!
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
I like this frozen time thing. The Stanley Parable!
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
I agree.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
This is the complete office. Oh. These are all the doors that I can't open. These are all the buttons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the nice credits and Kevin Brightening as narrator. That's pretty cool. I kind of wish this Kevin Brightening person would narrate even more stuff because he does a very good job at narration. Screens from the development of the boss's office. That's cool. It's a clock. Yeah, I saw that. Oh, I can hear that. There's a freedom ending. There's actually a freedom ending. Countdown desks. Desks from an early countdown ending.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Yeah. Jazz on just like me and the narrator. I don't think I really wish all that much, but game design mock-up very first. This level that William, the level that Hanson do. Oh, cool. And this is the exit. I can turn the game off. Wait, it's on?
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now, and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let...
Okay, the game is saved. Okay. Let's do the game.
For you. Don't let time...
Oh. Ooh. I feel like I should have kind of cowered out of it. But now the game's doing nothing. Just a black screen. What? Cancel. Okay, now I can choose right before because I saved conveniently.
Don't let...
This is all I can do?
Choose for you. Don't let time choose...
Okay. Well, I guess that's it. I am very, very dead. Excuse me, I'm yawning a lot. Anyway, I guess this is it for the Stanley Parable, unless there's more to be had in this game, which, if there is, tell me, because I will go find it and do whatever it is, because it sounds so amazingly cool. Because this game is amazing, just as the way it's done and the way it's made. I still have my complaints from the first video where I kind of wish that everything was a little more clickable. It doesn't have to like directly affect the story or anything, but I kind of wish that I could do a little more, just like if I wanted to throw around office mugs or stuff like that. But other than that, I have no complaints for this game. This game is still amazing. Just the way it is, that's why I bought it. But anyway, this is it for the Stanley Parable, unless you guys can get me a different ending, which, like, I saw the freedom ending. If you guys want to tell me in the comments how to get those, go ahead. I'm reading them all the time. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to like this video because you liked it. Subscribe if you want more videos like these. And as always, I will see you guys next time.